Hi, I am Ashley Spates. This upcoming school year will be my third year teaching. I work in Shawnee, Kansas in the Shawnee Mission School District. I teach in a low incidence, self-contained, special education classroom. I typically have about 5 students in my class each year, where students typically spend 80% of their day within my classroom. Today, I will be presenting to you the case of Schaffer versus Weast. This case took place in the Montgomery County Public School District. It involved the parents of Brian Schaffer versus the school district, Superintendent Jerry Weast. This case took place from 1998 and was ended on November 14, 2005. The case began with the parents of Brian Schaffer suing the Montgomery County School District. The parents sued the school district based upon the inadequate IEP created by the school district. The parents stated that the class size in which their son would participate in was too large and would not meet his educational needs. The parents then enrolled Brian in a private school. The parents asked for reimbursement of the private school from the Montgomery County Public School District. Burden of proof is an important term within this case. Burden of proof means responsibility to prove one's claim. For example, if the burden of proof was put on me in a case, I would have to prove my claim to the court. The impact burden of proof has on this case is significant. The court had a difficult time deciding who held the burden of proof, the parents or the school district. The burden of proof was decided upon on the last court hearing. There are many court rulings throughout this case. In 1998, the case began with a due processing hearing. During this hearing, the burden of proof was placed on the parents. Parents had to state their claim to the court. The Maryland Office of Administrative Hearing ruled in favor of the school district. The court stated that the IEP met the educational needs of Brian. In 2000, the case was reopened. The burden of proof was placed on the school district, and it was ruled that the school district did make an inappropriate IEP for Brian's educational needs, and the court ruled in favor of the parents, ruling that they would receive half of their private school tuition back. In 2002, the district court placed the burden of proof on the school district. The court ruled in favor of the parents once again, and the parents received back their full private school tuition. The final court hearing was held at the U.S. Supreme Court with Sandra Day O'Connor. At the Supreme Court hearing, the court ruled that the burden of proof would be placed on the parties seeking relief. This means that the burden of proof for this case was put on the parents of Brian Schaffer. This case has made an impact on special education. A decision on the burden of proof was made, stating that the burden of proof would be put on those who are seeking relief or making a claim. This does vary by state. Only 11 states have not adopted this, and those 11 states put the burden of proof on the school district. Many states, though, have adopted this court's decision of the burden of proof being placed on those seeking relief, Kansas being one of those states. The case has also impacted the way prior written notices are written. Within a prior written notice, the IEP must state description and explanation of what is proposed or refused, parental protections, and a description of other options that were considered.